Yo, esync444. Okay, I think this one will do it now. What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? Yeah, right, okay. So it's Aquarius season, and I'm going to be looking at some of the more famous Aquarians that are known to the public. Hopefully this doesn't stop my recording. This thing's been giving me a bit of jip. You want to, no, don't want to try and cover the issue recording. I want to just make this one. Fingers crossed, people, whatever you call it. Right, so as I was saying, true Aquarian fashion, Mercury going retrograde, which I could show you in one of the charts. Well, it's not happened quite yet anyway. But yeah, I was going to say, Aquarian fashion, I wrote some keywords down for Aquarius or Uranus or Uranus, depending how you know that planet and its name. Anyway, put shocking, zap, revolution, radical, innovative, detached, aloof, tech savvy, inventors, scientist, genius / eccentric, collective orientated, elitist, contrary, awkward, devil's advocate, futuristic, world wide web, trauma, accident, sudden death, erratic, electric. What's this? Illuminati or illumination, maybe both. Influence, networks, talents, gifts, farsighted, intuition beyond logic. Although it is pure, sheer hard logic, but they have the capacity to have information that comes from possibly elsewhere, even beyond their scope. But they know, or they can kind of find out intuitively anyway. So, 6 degrees of separation was how I was going to kind of title this one up. Just rub these ears. And I said 6 degrees of separation because basically with Aquarius it's kind of like a network, it's kind of like the collective, it's kind of like the wider group, looking from a very detached perspective. They've heard the saying one for all and all for one. Yeah, Aquarius would be the one for all and the all for one, quite possibly, in terms of activism and rights, and you could say, well, I don't want to go there as an argument for Aquarians to have about human rights and humanitarianism and all that kind of thing. Let's just say like the brotherhood or the sisterhood, or you know, like I said, the collective, all the other words that don't have gender definition. But yeah, the group is what we're getting at. Now it's kind of a contrary paradox thing with Aquarius, yeah, because they have the capacity to do it kind of on their own, or they have so much genius and talent upon their own self that this is what kind of makes them elitist actually. You can't hang with them if you ain't really got the credentials that they're packing, so they tend to find they do things better themselves sometimes, although much can be achieved through delegation, and I guess that's a key trait where they're concerned in their skills in masterminding in how to make a group work for the greater good and the efficiency of everybody. So it would seem that's on the most positive side of it. Anyway, let's have a look, keeping it with time, clear this throat. Michael McDonald, right, is basically one of those old school OG genius guys. A white guy with pure soul and rhythm, yeah, like undoubtedly, like unquestionably. Like you hear like his music and bits and pieces he's put together over the years. He's basically collaborated with a lot of people, and he's been that source, he's been that added thing that just gives it the X factor, and that could be Uranus speaking really, in some sense. Looking at his Uranus, he's actually just in the Uranus. Let me get this down here. Uranus opposite Chiron generation, which is basically like a 40-year or so transit, give or take. So yeah, this is Chiron. That's Uranus at 10 Cancer, Chiron at 9 Capricorn. So quite tight aspect. Venus here at 19 Capricorn. So you could say he's a 19th god in his own right. And I found that interesting He's got Mars in Scorpio, sextile to Chiron in Capricorn. But yeah, the Aquarius Sun, his North Node, and his North Node is actually controlling Pallas. I put some of the asteroids on the chart, not randomly, but randomly at the same time. And for him, in this particular discovery, I see this, and this kind of adds to the reason why he's such a master talent. He's got Mercury in Aquarius, that makes him super fast in the mental facilities, but also like he's able to pattern, plan and structure, having Pallas by the Sun, and this would speak to his musical creativity, or at least his personality. And then the node in Pisces, I think that adds to his flair in his career, that he kind of just does it when he gets there. When I say he gets there on the screen, he's very effective when added amongst the band, and it's like he really embodies the songs. That's it. He really embodies the songs that he writes or co-writes or features or factors in, and he has a voice that is, in fact, yes, his voice kind of got that etheric kind of Beach Boys-esque kind of sound. Anyway, me watching lyrical on Mr. Michael McDonald. Why do we do that? Because the guy's basically connected to like everybody. I mean, I've not done the whole, I couldn't, like, I'm not sure it's possible to collaborate with too many people. And there's a list on Wikipedia, which I can't say complete or not, but it's definitely a decently long list. And I mean, this was just a little brainstorm, yeah, that I did, and it connects people that he's basically either provided the song sample for or collaborated with, and then they provide the song sample for these Aquariuses and other artists. But I mean, I just give you a rundown because you'll see them amongst my list somewhere. But like most famously, he is he's famous with a solo hit I should say, called I Keep Forgetting, which also had Lewis Johnson of the Brothers Johnson on the bass, famous session bass player who featured on Thriller amongst many other works. Lewis Johnson passed away early, about 60 years old, about 4 or 5 years ago, so 2015. So anyway, point being, that piece of work there, very notable, was the sampling and bass line for Nate Dogg and Warren G's Regulate. So I mean, if you never knew I Keep Forgetting by Michael McDonald, which did get its kind of airtime in its day. Well, when I say that, I mean in its day, but also like since Regulate got bigger. But if you didn't know, basically, yeah, it's based off some white man soul, but with the black man playing bass. So it's always that mix there. Keep it Aquarian in it. Let's have a look. I mean, talking about rapping and singing, actually, it's funny because I thought of Drake and that, but if you had Nate and Warren G, I mean, that was the rapping and singing, that was the harmony kind of era, that element to it. Never really thought of it like that. I mean, obviously, it was always obvious, but in the fact, one sings and one raps, but yeah, I mean, they were saying when did singing and rapping become a thing, but it's always kind of been a combo together, I guess. I was thinking about mixes there. Anyway, I'm going to pause this for a quick second, get a sip. Alright, to keep it rolling, just bumped on something. I was looking at this for a moment, right, and I was thinking, what's the connection between these guys? I not wrote everything down because there's just so many different links that I've done. But yeah, I mean, I'd be here for days and years trying to put all of this together. So I thought I'd literally do it off the intuition. And yeah, from eyeball, Mr. Warren G. So I looked at Nate and Warren. So that's Nate. Ooh. That's Warren. Now, Warren G is the producer of the two. Young brother of Dr. Dre. So these 6 degrees of separation always extend. And for Nate Dogg, yeah, I've seen, so let me get Michael McDonald up, show people. Michael McDonald regardless of the time he's born, will have his moon in Virgo. And his south node basically on the cusp of Virgo and Leo, yeah, with his Pallas by his north node, which is on the cusp of, like I say, Pisces and Aquarius. So I'm gonna get back to the nodal thing, but like the moon and his Mars actually is in Scorpio, I should say. So his Mars is in Scorpio, his moon's in Virgo. So for Nate Dogg, yeah, the switch up is that he's gonna have the moon in Scorpio, and he has his Mercury in Virgo. So I mean, it's definitely, and his south node. So I mean, it's definitely some kind of mutual kind of connection in the sense of Scorpio and Virgo for Nate Dogg and Michael McDonald. But that wasn't the gem that I really found. Although I believe one has Venus opposite the other one's Venus. So let's see. Venus at 18, nearly 19. Could be 19 for Nate Dogg depending on his birth time. And he's definitely a 19th god already in some way or capacity, because if he's born earlier it's 19 Mercury, if he's born later it's 19 Venus. And he's also born on the 19th, extension of the 19th god theme. So Michael McDonald, let's have a quick look. Yeah, there you go. Michael McDonald's is at 19. So they've got Venus opposite Venus. Venus speaks to music and art as well as money and relationships. So yeah, there was definitely some kind of relationship, partnership connection between the song of how tight that formed. But yeah, what did I see? So we're looking at Michael McDonald, North Node, and what do you say? Pallas Athena, she's known, and his South Node. And then if you so Virgo and Pisces 0 degrees, yeah, stationary according to this, and it would go on to the 29th degree of Leo and the 29th degree of Aquarius once it moves back from the stationary position. So with Warren G just next to him, it's just dawned on me now, his North Node is pretty smack bang conjunct Michael McDonald, but better yet, his Pallas is also in the same situation. I'm not sure if anyone's figured that out yet, so I'm gonna claim that one as a nice little a sweet one for me. Pallas conjunct North Node. What does Pallas pertain to? Strategy. She was the daughter of Zeus, but born from Zeus's head, I believe. And she's the goddess of war, and she was kind of like basically better at war than the male counterparts that she had, but like she kind of had to hold down the skills because, like, you know, she was hated on, basically. I can see how that works with Warren G. And then I guess with Michael McDonald, yeah, everywhere he goes he just shines, so peak. But Warren G, yeah, is in a situation where he's kind of always been boosting everybody else, but I get it because he's got the North Node and Aquarius, which is about the collective and the group. He has star talent or comes from some star background himself, having the 29 degree South Node and Regulus, the Royal North Star. But his future was to help for the cause, and he wanted to be a part of Death Row so badly at the time, but I think Dr. Dre, his brother, kind of tried to talk him out of it, even though it wasn't his choice to make, and Suge kind of cut him out of it anyway. Reason being, personally, I think is because Warren G was the one that he couldn't really bully so much, that would open his mouth and that he couldn't push around. And seeing what it is now, actually, I mean, Warren G's got the moon in Aries, Suge Knight was in Aries, so Warren G could see exactly what it was and wasn't able to, like, although he comes off quiet and calm, telling you in those situations, you're going to be the one to say, I mean, this moon Chiron, yeah, I can tell. That's why I would have made him the odd one out, the least popular maybe with the group and the clique, why he was left disassociated, but he made it work in his favour in the end. So what was that to say? going to say the comeback basically, but I was looking for the word in front of that. Just realised the pause without pausing the tape. Da-da. But yeah, you can take that in and absorb what I've said there. Basically, that's going into deeper nature of Warren G and Suge Knight. How did I get there? Interesting. But no, Michael McDonald is the literally countless people, because I've got to Dr. Dre just by the degrees of separation, and Dr. Dre is actually on this list here with Kendrick and Anderson .Paak, and Anderson .Paak is actually an Aquarius. Tell me you're on this list somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Nope. Slippy. Got him. He's number 4. Okay. So, that's a nice little shuffle. This man finds himself connected to many people just through his talent of being able to sing and drum. And yeah, basically put bars together. He's a little bit of an MC as well. Oops, wasn't mean to pull that up. But yeah, he figured on Dr. Dre's album in a heavy way. So just having a look here now and seeing what it is that he has. Well, he has this stellium in Aquarius, essentially. The moon, the sun, Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter. Like, that many planets in one sign is called a stellium, and that many planets in Aquarius, yeah, that is kind of like the archetypal of how an Aquarian would come off. And just to give you an idea of how different it could be, I guess that's where I'll wrap it up there. You can take an Aquarian like Michael McDonald, and I'm not going to say he's clean cut because he was kind of like the bearded kind of crooner. Crooner's probably the wrong word, but like he's definitely like smooth. And then you got like Anderson .Paak, who looks more like a Rocky Rebel with piercings and tattoos, and just he's always with a band though. He's always connected to bands. His band being the Three Nationals, and then I believe he's going to be performing with the he's performed or done at least some kind of collaboration with Flying Lotus. Flying Lotus is connected to Thundercat. 6 degrees of separation there, people. And Thundercat himself actually did a song with Kenny Loggins, whose chart you seen on here just a second ago. And Kenny Loggins, so that's Thundercat. And Kenny Loggins is actually like best friends with Michael McDonald. So actually, just to sign it up properly, right, these guys actually wrote or co-wrote songs together and actually recorded them separately as well. So one with his own band and one solo, or whoever was performing with who. And the thing about these guys, why they were friends, just to show you how these planet alignments work. So Kenny Loggins in his own right, 19th god most likely, and then he's got Venus and Aquarius 17. So the reason why I found this really interesting again is because if you look for Michael McDonald, he's got Mercury in Aquarius and he's got Venus in Capricorn. So Loggins has got Mercury and Venus the other way round, basically in the same places that Michael McDonald has them. So Aquarius and Capricorn. So their writing ideas and their music, so songs and lyrics basically was shared between them. Some come up with the bit of the music and some come up with a bit of the words. Anyway, there's so much more that I could go into about all of these people's charts and what really does it. But I just wanted to say that oh yeah, I like this little aspect. The Mars making a trine with Uranus and then a sextile with Chiron, which acts as a little closed circuit of its own. That's just one of quite a few things. But as I was saying anyway, people, I wanted to wrap it up, and I'm going to do a bit more, but I thought I only wanted to do it in certain snippets and sections. So I'm going to say like, share, follow, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Much love, and I'll be back with you soon. Blessings.